go ahead and turn off, or I could do it for you. I'm going to go ahead and turn off all of your microphones just so that we don't get any feedback noise until it's time to start asking questions and sharing. All right, so we are going to be starting a really fun project that's going to take you through the next 3 weeks of school. It's a web quest, and what a web quest does is it sends you to different websites that you explore, and you watch videos and you do research, and you are in a group of 3 people. And within this group, you're all going to have a different role to fulfill. And at the end of the project, you come up with your presentation, and the 3 of you will present it on November 18th. So let me go ahead and just get started going through the project step by step. And if anybody's having, difficulty logging in or whatnot, sometimes Brianna and Ciara, if you are on different computers, but sitting in the same room, you might get some feedback, but nevertheless, the video will be there for you. All right, let's just ask everybody, can you hear me before I get started? Type a yes into the chat. Perfect. Okay, and can you see my screen that says welcome to the Green Gang? All right. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna mute everybody just to make sure, because I think I got some feedback noise. All right, here we go. So I just want to remind you of our world-class outcome, and the purpose behind this project is to be able to analyze multiple causes and effects to formulate a prediction of possible outcomes. So what you're going to be doing in this project is analyzing different causes and effects on human impact on the environment. And so and then you're going to be making predictions for how things need to change or what might happen if they don't change. So are you all with me so far? Either a thumbs up if you have your webcam on. Okay, all right, let's get started then. I'm going to go back and show you who's in what group and what role you're going to have at the end. Is that okay with everyone? I hope so, because I don't want you to get hung up on who your group members are until till later. Let me just say something about groups. Now, you're going to get in an overall grade, and that's fine. You're going to get a score of this is what your presentation turned out to be. But I don't want you to worry if you are the type of student who I don't know, gets kind of worried or has a group member who doesn't participate as much as you do and doesn't do as much work. I'm able to see, because of your clearly defined roles within your groups, who did what. And I will know who participated and who didn't. And so I don't want you to stress. Everything will be okay. All right. Well, let's just go through. You are going to have different tasks to do every week. And this week you have, I think it's 3 different things you need to do. They're short, don't freak out. But let's just go through it. We need your help. During this web quest, find out how you can reduce, reuse, and recycle to make our planet a healthy place to live. In addition to visiting websites and completing some activities, you and your Green Gang group mates will work together to create a presentation that inspires others to reduce, reuse, and recycle to save planet Earth. This project will span weeks. Okay, so this is where I'm at right so far. Part 1. So part 1 is this week. Okay. 11/2 was Monday. Today is 11/4. Wednesday. So sometime this week, you need to, hooray, we're ready to begin. First, let's find out, what is pollution? People, animals, and plants need clean air and water to live. Pollution makes the Earth's air, land, and water dirty. Is this good for living things on Earth? Think about this question as you watch the video. So, your first thing, you're going to be clicking here to watch the movie. Then, I'm going to change the formatting a little bit. You're going to be taking notes. Now, these notes are personalized to an option that works best for you. You might be the kind, and I want you to make sure that you look at both different examples of note-taking guides and pick one that works best for you personally. This first one is a little less directed, teacher directed. It's a little bit more open-ended. Maybe you've had a lot of practice taking notes before and you just need a good format. Click on that first one. And then if you need more structure and you've never really taken a whole lot of notes before, maybe the second choice would be a better option for you. Okay? All right, so I'm going to do a little check-in. Who's with me so far? Okay, I see a thumbs up. Good, good. Yay. All right. I have you guys muted, so I just, it's hard for me to tell when I can't hear you. All right, so that's step one. Step one's pretty easy. Step two is also to be completed this week. Like I said, these are short little activities, so you're going to be learning about reducing, reusing, and recycling by clicking here. So it's either another video or an article for you to read and continue your notes on. Let me scroll back up. I forgot to mention this. When you start a note-taking document, you would just start a new Google Doc, and hopefully everybody knows how to create a Google Doc by now. And then share it with your teacher so that I can see that's part of your participation, so I can see that you're taking your notes. Okay, so then you're going to continue taking your notes as you read and watch these next couple videos. And yes, sorry, I'm just reading the chat. What? Wow, we're going to get going on this today? Yes, you are. You're going to get started on it today. So, like I said, some of these are videos to watch and others are websites to explore. So this last one to click on is a website. Update your note-taking guide with any new info. So now we are already on Wednesday of this week. So I would maybe do step one today. This is just me. I mean, you could do it all today. It's fine. I would maybe do step two tomorrow and maybe step three on Friday or possibly Monday. Okay, you can kind of drag it into next week for step three. This will be probably the one that takes the longest to do is part 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Here again, you have more videos to watch. And really, guys, without clicking on every single video and just doing this entire project with you, it kind of sounds repetitive. But if you just read it line for line, just do step one and then step two and then get down here to step three and just keep reading and clicking to watch videos and explore websites, it will just take you through very nicely in an order that I want you to go in. Now, this is pretty cool too. This last thing that you need to do is play a game. So, and you don't have to play for any certain amount of time. You just kind of explore the game. So let me pause and ask, does anybody have any questions on part 1, 2, or 3? Okay. Cool. Pretty short, and it should be completed, I would say, by Monday. Okay, so that's part 1, 2, and 3. Part 4. This should start next week sometime. So maybe Monday or Tuesday, just depending on when you're done. There is no VC next week, although, okay, and here's the reason why there's no virtual classroom next week. I'd say about 70% of our school, our staff, are going to a conference, and they're going to a conference in Orlando, Florida. So everybody's out of town, in other words. However, I am not one of those people. So it is possible that I can arrange a little check-in with your groups. I want to be in communication with you throughout this whole project. So I want to be checking in with your groups anyway. The managers are the people that I'm going to contact. That's one of the group roles, is a manager. So I'm going to be contacting managers. And if I need to, I will set up a individual meeting with just your group to make sure that you're doing okay. And you're right, Emma, there is no school on Friday because it's a teacher, I have meetings all day on Friday. But, so you don't have any Connexus work scheduled for you on Friday, and Tristan, you won't have any OWare work for you. But you might want to continue this project just to finish up part 3. And yes, this Friday. Okay, Brianna, I'm going to turn on your microphone and ask your question, please.
So one of the things is, we're currently in the middle of Oregon.
Okay.
So how are we supposed to, can we do the project independently, or do we have to do it with someone?
You're going to be part of a group, but the cool thing about a web quest is it's all web and internet based. So everything you do can be done on your own time from your own computer. So you personally, Brianna, just have to complete your little portion on your own time. Okay?
So we're not supposed to contact the other person at all or anything?
Your manager will be the one who starts a presentation and shares it with the other group members. And I'm about to get to that portion of it, what the manager role does. So the manager will be, and you're not a manager in this particular project, but the manager will be the one who kind of connects everybody in the group. And Carolyn, while I have you here, I just have a question for you. This is, I know you missed Monday, I think, but are you planning on coming on Mondays or virtual classrooms from here on out? Because if you're planning on continuing on Mondays, you don't have to be here right now. Oh, I need to turn her microphone on. Okay. Carolyn, is your microphone on? You can talk. She might have stepped away. So Carolyn, you're a Monday student and you're going to be doing something a little different unless I hear differently from you. But so you could actually go. All right, well, let's pick up where we left off. We are on part 4. Part 4 should start sometime next week. That's either Monday or Tuesday, okay, whenever you guys are done with steps 1, 2, and 3. There is no virtual classroom, like I said, unless I need to connect with your group. And now it's time for you to start putting all of this information that you've learned from taking notes into a presentation, okay? So you're going to be in a group of 3, sometimes 4, and you're going to have an artist, and I've already determined who is who, so, sorry. And then you're going to have a text master, and then you're going to have a manager. So here's what the artist will do. You will illustrate the Google presentation. So you're going to be the one finding pictures. You can even use Google Drawing, and I can also give you some other tools for pictures. You're going to make sure that your presentation is full and artful, and that each picture has a caption or explanation. So really, you're the person who's going to be illustrating. The Green Gang Text Master is going to be the person who basically types it, make sure all the spelling is correct, make sure everything is clear. And here's one point I didn't make before. Use bullet points on a presentation. Don't write entire paragraphs when you do a presentation. that's what you're supposed to do when you present, is talk more. But on a presentation, you just want to see the important points, okay? Now, managers, okay, sorry, Carolyn, I'll talk to you in just a second. Managers, you're going to be using this doc. So managers will click on this. And you are going to make a copy of it, managers. Managers, you won't be able to type on this because you do not have editing rights. So you will have to go to File, make a copy, and then label it with your group member names. Okay? These are the questions that your group needs to answer. So after you've made a copy, let's just pretend we're doing it now. I'm going to pretend I am the manager of group 1. So I'm going to say group 1. Okay. Okay, so you make your copy. And then I'm going to be answering these questions using green font. Now, the artist, and of course you're going to have to share this with your artist and share it with your, sorry, it's running really slow. You're going to have to share it with your text master and with your artist, and they're going to come in, and the artist is going to type in blue font. So blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to go back and change the color of your answers, depending on who you are. Does this make sense so far? Okay, cool. So this is basically step 1 of your presentation, okay, is answering these questions together. This is going to help you form your presentation. All right, so obviously that's not a really good answer, but whatever, you get the point. I'm going to delete this so that when group 1 goes to create it, they can name it group 1. Okay. And Google Docs is running a little slow, so just give it a second. Everyone just take a deep breath. Oh, the spinning wheel. You gotta love spinning wheels. So this is a good time for me to say, Carolyn, you are planning on coming to VCs from now on, not Mondays? Okay. All right, cool. Then I'm going to put you in a group. All right. Sorry, that took forever. All right, so that is the first thing the manager will do. Also, managers, you'll share it with me. So you'll share it with your teammates and you'll share it with me. Okay, keep working together, making sure that the group is finishing everything on time. And you're going to, this is part of the manager's job, start a Google presentation where you're going to be putting all of your ideas onto the presentation. Now you're going to be making sure, managers, that you're sharing thoughtful suggestions with your artist and your text master. And managers, you have a big role. You need to look at the rubric and share that rubric with your teammates to make sure that they are scoring high. Okay, so there's three to four people in a group. The groups that have 4 have usually have 2 artists. Okay, so here's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be talking about how you want your presentation to look. You're going to be deciding on how to solve the problem. You're going to be deciding on the written message. This is part of the text master for your presentation. You're going to be deciding on pictures for your presentation. And then you're going to be obviously working as a team. So on November 18th is when you're going to share your final project with everybody. Okay, so Yeah, it is kind of a big project, but honestly, I don't know. If you just take it step by step, it goes pretty quickly. I would suggest reading through it as soon as I share it with you. I have not shared it with you yet because I didn't want anybody getting scared or confused before today's virtual classroom. Okay. All right. Any questions so far before I start showing you who your group members are? Okay. All right. So Carolyn, I have not put you in a group yet, but I'm about to do that.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Why is it so much work? Why is there so much things?
Well,
Just because you're off?
I think you'll find as you go through it, it really doesn't take all that long. The videos are short. The website Explorer is really not that detailed. However, if you're having a problem completing your Connexus assignments and doing this project, you can contact me personally and I can work out a schedule to where I can maybe pause your science course for a little while if it's becoming too much for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, Grace Elizabeth. I definitely know about that. All right, so let me see here. Carolyn, where should I put you? Let's put you. Carolyn. Okay. All right, so here are our group members. Group number 1, manager is Tristan. Text manager, master, whatever, is Victoria. And artist is Charlie and Bailey, who is not here today. Group number 2, manager is Sophia. Text master is Emma. And artist are Grace Elizabeth and Sierra. Group number 3, and I'm disappointed he's not here right now, so who knows. But group number 3, manager is Adam. Text master is Brianna and Carolyn, so you will work together on both of you doing that role. And artists are Elijah and Grace Schroeder, and Elijah is also not here, so you possibly could be working by yourself, which is totally fine because, it's not that big of a deal. So what I want you to do, this is a lot to digest. I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to share an email with you and your parents as well about the project. I want you to read through it. I want you to get started on part number 1 at least. Okay, part number 1, remember we said maybe you should do it today because it's Wednesday. Part number 2, maybe start it tomorrow, or if you're really inspired, go ahead and get into it today. And I want you to just go through this, just chunk by chunk, and then contact me if you have any other questions. And honestly, when I share this with you, this whole document that you're looking at, you'll be able to click right there and bring up the groups. So you'll be able to, pull up this document and look at the groups. Okay?
I have a question.
Okay.
When do we have to finish this?
You will be presenting on November 18th. So today is November 4th. That is 2 weeks from today.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. 2 weeks. So it might seem pretty big for 2 weeks, but honestly, it's a lot of writing, but it's not going to take you a ton of time. Managers probably have the biggest role, for sure. All right, friends, if there are no other questions, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to share this with you so that you can start going through it. Okay?
Bye.
All right. Bye, friends. Have a happy Wednesday.
You too. Bye. You.
Oh, hi, kitty.
What? Come on, sit up and do this. We gotta do this.
All right. So let me go ahead and pull up all of the forms. I'm going to be I'm going to be showing a book on my screen, and then I'm going to be asking Elijah some questions about the book as he reads it. So let me get my timer set up. That's one thing that I need to get going. Just a second.
Okay.
And timer. Okay.
Don't bury yourself. I'm gonna take it away.
Okay. Hold on just 1 second. I'm going to download a timer. I'm sorry, I should have had that done before. But Elijah, when was the last time you took a DRA? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Did you take one last year with your teacher? It's a reading test. Okay. Yep, go ahead and speak right. Yeah, and this is just kind of making sure that we can hear each other because I'll need to hear you when you read. So make sure you speak right into the computer.
Right here.
There
No,
you-
you're fine.
So Elijah, did you take a test last year with your teacher, a reading test?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if it looks familiar to you as soon as I bring them up. Okay. All right. All right. Now it's a little strange when we're doing this virtually. I know.
Moving is a test. Don't do that. That's crazy.
Okay. And this will be. Sorry, I'm just setting it up.
That's okay.
Okay.
We were trying to actually get into his VC at 9:30, but the Wi-Fi was down due to the storm that came through last night.
Oh, yes.
And so,
Hey, I recorded.
sorry.
Oh, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to stop this recording. Can you log back in just 1 minute? Could you, because if I start this recording now or continue recording,